What? A man spent 13 million RMB on a girlfriend and gets dumped for a foreigner. Listen clearly. A Chinese man recently made headlines after spending 6 years and over 13 million yuan, approximately 1.8 million USD, on his influencer girlfriend, only to be unceremoniously dumped. The man, who reportedly showered his girlfriend with lavish gifts, including a Porsche, and funded her overseas education, was left heartbroken when she left him for a white boyfriend. Feeling betrayed, the man took legal action to recover some of the money he had spent. After a court ruling, he was awarded 5.7 million yuan in compensation. The woman, a social media influencer, defended her decision to end the relationship. In a video, she claimed that after returning to China, she found her ex-boyfriend impossible to live with. He has gained a lot of weight, doesn't manage his appearance, is emotionally unstable, and has no respect for others, she said. Adding fuel to the fire, the influencer posted another video bragging about her new foreign boyfriend, describing her happiness and newfound independence. Ladies, do you know how great it is to have a foreign boyfriend? She said. She recounted a recent experience where she had dinner with friends until 1 a.m. and her boyfriend only sent her a message saying, "Are you okay?" without disturbing her the entire evening. When she asked him why, he replied, "I didn't want to bother you. You are supposed to enjoy your time with your friends." The influencer went on to gush about her boyfriend's attentiveness, sharing that he cooked her a traditional Chinese dish, Hongxiao, and left her a message next morning saying, "Baby, there's Hongxiao I cooked from last night on the table for you. Put it in the microwave for 3 minutes," she added. "Wow, I finally understand why men are willing to pay such high dowries. I'm ready to get married now. The taste of that dish was so authentic. I finally got to enjoy Hongxiao made by a foreign boyfriend." Netizens reacted strongly to the saga, with opinions sharply divided. Supporters of the man criticized the influencer for being ungrateful and superficial. He gave her everything, and this is how she repays him? One commenter growled. Others defended the woman, arguing that relationships aren't about compatibility, not money. You can't buy love, no matter how much you spend, another user said. Guys, let's get to the comment section of this article, shall we? The truth is that the guy was simping. He wanted to be Captain Save A-Ho, but we all know that it doesn't work. She's not an investment. She's a person you should supposedly want to share your life with. Pretty disgusting that the court ordered she give money back. Is there more than this story? We don't know. Anyway, good for her. Regardless of where her boyfriend is from, she should feel supported and happy rather than paid for. And what I agree, she changed it in a good way, becoming more globally minded, while he seemed to have changed in the opposite direction, irreconcilable. He's an idiot for spending 30 million on a girl. Hopefully he learned a lesson, especially this kind of girl. An obvious SLUT. Women are the same everywhere. In the US, women dump their men all the time, and if things happen in the USA, she will have sued her ex for palimony because she's become accustomed to receiving his money. The guy is fortunate he lives in China, where men aren't put in prison for failing to financially support adulterous women. This is just hilarious. She doesn't understand why this bald-headed divorce called her baby. He likely calls you baby because he has multiple chicks and wants to avoid using wrong name. Wow, gotta say, the way of speaking, expressions, and body language, this kind of BIT is simply beyond the limits of human imagination. Why was he spending so much money on his girlfriend? I don't imagine any honey is worth that much. Chinese men punching their air right now. It's not reasonable to ask for the car back, as it was a gesture of adjuster to impress the future foreign boyfriend. So rich, fat, uncultivated guys get dumped and very normal, or you think the girl will say stay just for the money. Seems that the Chinese guy threw money at the relationship and gave her everything that she wanted. She had all the material comfort, but what she really wanted was for him to make her feel special. A lot of people don't understand this. I think it just shows is the simple things that impress women. She was accustomed to his money and he didn't really do anything else. This happens a lot, guys, in the stories I usually read from my Spanish followers, that they are just like, I don't feel his appreciation, his companionship, like his support, just throw money and that's it. Of course, she goes running to the next exiting guy she meets. It's good that the lawsuit worked in his favor. She might be a little poorer, but she still has the excitement of a foreign boyfriend who treats her like a whole person instead of an investment property. Ooh, that was a hard one. Courage to the ex. I hope she keeps the newcomer very well. We know karma exists. Also knew a foreigner here who bought a Mercedes for his much younger ex-girlfriend, who broke up with him a month later. She was cheating the whole time. Morons do anything for women. She would dump her current boyfriend for excitement someday. Honestly, money can't buy women because they are not for sale. They are simply adventurous beings. Sorry for guy didn't work out. Couldn't keep up. True, money is enough to keep a girl, but from the video can see the girl is also difficult. And the ones that get left for Chinese men, do you also report that? Karma is gonna get you one day. Then you will end up making Hongshao probably on the streets. Oh, that was a hard one. It seems the relationship was likely pure transactional. He's got the money to trade for the something. It is a contract. She should have given all the things and money back since the client doesn't get the thing anymore. It has nothing to do with their nationality whatsoever. Things like this happens all around the world. More once against foreigners dating Chinese girls in China will be. But what she did was more like tormenting the guys here. She's so ungrateful. Can't buy love. Also, her foreign boyfriend sounds like a nice guy. Good for her. I just gave her a like and a follow. Oh my God, she's been followed just because she's on the news. This is a proof that money doesn't make you a winner. I think it's a great story because you usually get stories like, oh, this guy has the money, so she can get the wife in China. I mean, of course, in the channel is just focus on China, right? Chinese culture and relationships. So in this regard, we will usually think the successful ones will always get the girl. But in this case, it's somehow refreshing that the girl, although got stuff from him, not because maybe she was evil or she was just trying to get his stuff and not loving him, but somehow she got to meet someone that cared more for her than she realized the stuff wasn't as valuable as being cared for. So therefore she just left that relationship and preferred to be not as well treated as financially, but pampered in other ways. So I think this is quite refreshing to see, to hear. You usually hear the otherwise, like, oh, he has the bag, so he has the chance, right? What do you guys think about it? I do believe it's quite refreshing, and also it makes you think, like, sometimes in China there are guys that are pretty comfortable with the fact that they're earning enough to satisfy a girl with all the material stuff that she needs, but at the end of the day, that is still not enough. You can't buy love or people miss Mr. Rich Guy, regardless of her new love is foreigner or not. If she loves someone else because of who he is and not because of his money, I will call it a beautiful story. I hope most people in China and in the world will celebrate love and not money. I just wanted to adopt something very important, which I consider really not gentleman trait, to be like willing to give a girl something, either if it's your girlfriend, your lover, your whoever, your wife even, and after, just because the relationship ended somehow, you didn't get what you wanted, or in this specific case, it was a 6-year relationship, so it was not a small thing. Although they didn't arrive to marriage, might be because of him, might be because of her, might be because she went abroad studying, who knows, but to have a 6-year relationship in China is not that very common. Usually they will get engaged and married in like 3 years time or something like that. Anyways, nonetheless, I just believe it's very low taste as a man to ask back what you have given, especially like, let's say you treat this girl to dinners or like matcha lattes, you name it. My favorite is just like green juices, vegan meals all around the world. And suddenly this girl is not longer wanting to be with you, so you just wanna get what you have given to her back. Like how? What? So as a girl you must vomit the stuff, or you just have to make up for whatever he has given you that cannot be taken back because you ate it or drink the stuff, and you have to give him back the reimbursement as in an amount of certain money. I mean, if we're talking about the Porsche, it might be that is something physical, but it's not all about physical. Let's talk about experiences. Let's say he's paying for trips like to Bali. I love like to places, and all of a sudden he's not happy with the results of the relation. He got dumped, or maybe it's just because he's super angry because he got like dumped over a foreigner. So in that case, I just want to get everything back because I was just kind of like scammed in a way, or I don't know why the court ended up deciding that she needed to give back those like gifts. If you are a guy and you decide to give whatever you decide to give to a girl, even if it's luxurious, even if it's cheap, even, I don't want to call a gift cheap, but even if it's low cost, a flower, a tea, a Uber Eats kind of morning breakfast, whatever you name it, a hongbao, it's just not nice and not very manly to be begging for stuff back. I just find it very disgusting, It's like a boy. It's just like a boy crying for the result of it not being what he wanted. So in that case, I just want to take back everything because that is my stuff. Fella, if you have given that for her, it's already her. It's her position, or it was in her tummy. She enjoyed the experience, the trip, whatever, the car. It's not for you to be asking anything back. That's just very bad taste and very kind of uneducated. It's just it's just pure nonsense, especially if this man has had some money. I mean, he knew how to get money, so he must be also wise enough to keep the money, or at least to administrate the money, to manage his money in a way that if he took it as an investment, you have risk, right? Like they were not engaged or they were not married, so there was a risk of everything falling apart like it did, and that's it. The end of story. Your money, your whatever is gone. I just find it very disgusting and repelling anytime I hear a story of a guy wanting the gifts back, as well as some girls receiving gifts from like these guys in my Spanish channel and asking me whether or not it is a good idea to take stuff back to them or to give them back the stuff. And I'm like, no way. If he has given you such stuff, it's just very bad taste. Sometimes even men dislike that so much. Like if you will give back their stuff to them. I myself was a victim of that one time. There was this ex like almost 4 years ago or so, maybe 5, where he gave me this very, very, very special gift. And we had a fight, and I thought like, it's not, I don't feel comfortable with this, so I'm just gonna reimburse him. So he gave me a gift, but the gift amount of money, I mean the value of it, it was like maybe almost 2000 USD, or maybe a little bit less, let's say 1500. And I was like, I'm not gonna take this for like, I was just annoyed, and I transferred him the money back, and he felt awful. He told me like, it was fine if we just ended up the relationship, or if you are just mad at me now, but this makes me feel so very bad. Like, I prepared that gift with all my heart, and I just really put my effort as a man into, give you something that you will appreciate and value. And you doing this is just like slapping me in the face, like, I can do that, I don't need you, or something like that. Anyways, I really have this in my mind, and I will not do that again. And I advise all girls to not do that, as well as to guys. Like, if you are giving something, you are giving. The verb itself says it. You are giving it away. It's not in your possession anymore, or for you to claim it no more, because you have consciously given it to that one girl. Either is your lover, your girlfriend, your wife, your fiance, whatever. It's no longer under your possession, unless you are threatening or warning her that you can give her this or that upon certain conditions or requirements. Then otherwise it's just like, like, it was your own choice and decision. It's just very bad taste to ask things back, as well as a woman or as a girl to give things back if things are especially not asked for. And if they're asked for, it's just bad taste. So either way, you just have to keep the stuff, because it was given with all their hearts one time, when they have the feeling, no matter the relationship or the whole story doesn't end up as both parties wanted, right? So that is my own opinion upon not just like the whole story, but this specific like part of the story. I'm not really sure why is it that the court asked her to give all this back. However, I just feel it was very not nice from his side to be going into court and asking all this stuff. Like, it was his own decision to put this money into her. No one asked it or treated him, I believe, into doing so. And so he just seemed like a very immature kind of boy crying over spilled milk, and that is just nonsense. Therefore, it might be better for her, that might be the better decision, like, just to not come to have left him. Once you hear this about him going to court to fight for his invested money on her, on love, like he treated it as a transaction, then it becomes all very bad taste, and you kind of agree on her leaving him behind, because that is just nonsense. If he's doing that now because of the relationship ending, he might have been a very bad husband in the future, if that was the case. I do believe that. What do you guys think about it? I believe a man is a man, and a man of his word is just like that. If he buys or not is his own decision, but once he buys, he must be very well aware that he is giving away something, and it's not for him to be like crying like a kid, like, I want it back. Just real disgusting behavior. Let me know your comments down below, and welcome to support the channel.